I just wanted to make a real quick video on how to replace your front struts on the Suzuki Kizashi. Mine was an absolute pain, so I did not get to film it, but here it is. It's pretty simple. The tools you're going to need is a 19mm ratchet wrench. You're going to need a 14mm. You're going to need a 17mm. You're going to need a 19mm socket, deep well, probably an extension if you got it. And you're also going to need a 13mm. Deep socket would help you, but you could do it with either. And then one of these bad boys. First, you're going to want to start off by taking off this 13mm bolt right here, holding the brake line on to the base of your strut. Then next, you're going to want to pull these out. They just pull right off. And the same thing with one back here. Next, you're going to want to take off just the top part of your sway bar link. Mine's also brand new. That's when you're going to need the 17mm ratchet wrench. You're going to want to, there we go, it's better film. This what holds the center bolt still while you're turning the nut. Take that off. Next is why we're actually filming today. These two, you got to remove these two knuckle bolts. They're both 19mm. I actually broke my bottom one, and actually on both sides, we had to just beat them out with a hammer. But if you could figure out a better way to do it, go ahead. These things are $8 from Suzuki, and they charge you $26-ish to send it to the United States. So don't break those. I will leave a link down in the description for the knuckle bolts and the part number, just in case you do, along with the strut and sway bar links. But two 19mm knuckle bolts, pull those out. And again, a really quick tip, if you have a hard time getting any of this assembly out, just put your car up on jack stands, put your jack on the lower control arm, raising this up and down, relieving some of the pressure, especially help you out with getting out these front sway bar links. Yeah, they'll come right out, or they'll eventually just fall out if you get the right angle. Then the very last thing you want to do, or even if you start up top, it's a 14mm. You got 1, 2, 3, even though I have my Road Race Motorsports strut tower brace. You can remove these. Actually, taking them even down just where the very top of the threads will help you out, especially giving you a little more wiggle room for the bottom. But don't take them fully out first, because that assembly is heavy and it will fall on you. So once you get that off, it's as simple as pulling out the strut, taking off this little plastic cap, and then underneath here is a 19mm bolt head. Now, best way to do it, grab it right here, get a good, really heavy duty pair of vice grips, which I should have told you in the beginning you're also going to need, but grab onto that that part right there, grip it as hard as you can, and the top comes right off. Spring compressors, very intimidating, but honestly, they got nice little locking pins. I don't know, I didn't really have any problems doing it. Couldn't see much that could possibly go wrong, but yeah, you shouldn't be too intimidated by it. Unfortunately, Suzuki doesn't make a quick strut, so whether if your strut mounts are good, which mine luckily were good, if not, you'll have to buy every piece and just piece it back together when you got all this apart.